pleasure of meeting Colin Glass, Chief Executive of Dairy Holdings. Colin, who will be our keynote speaker at the upcoming January conference. Colin, might ask you first, Colin Glass sounds like an Irish name. What's your personal background?
It is an Irish name, Mike. My father immigrated with his family, 10 in the family. The parents brought them out to New Zealand in 1956. And my father, Derek, and his twin brother, Edwin, they were brought up in farming in Ireland, went to Greenmount Agriculture College. And when they arrived in New Zealand, they were sort of quite unique in that they had a farming background, farming education. And so, we trace our roots back to farming. We've still got family back there, and it's always good to stay in touch with what's going on.
And were you always a farmer, Colin?
Yes, I've always been a farmer. So yes, my father and Eddie, they started out in partnership in the early 1960s. They came through the School of Hard Knocks in New Zealand, shearing and working on farms. And after 6 years, they'd saved enough money to buy their own farm. And so when myself and my sisters came on the scene, they were very much entrenched in farming, milking at that stage about 300 cows in mid-Canterbury, one of the larger farms at the time, and as well as pigs, bull beef, mixed cropping, jack of all trades, we'd say, and master of none. So always been farming.
And as you grew up, did you directly go into farming, or did you go to college and these kind of things? So
then when I left school, initially I wanted to go farming, but also I got a bug for accountancy along the way, with dealing with numbers, and I guess it was always quite a fascination for me to try and do something that incorporated or captured both sectors. So initially when I went through Lincoln University, studied farm management and accountancy as well, and then moved on from Lincoln and started at Price Waterhouse in Christchurch as dealing with farm accountants and farm accountancy, and then moved on to corporate finance. And finally, in early 1997, I started as Chief Financial Officer for Tasman Agriculture, one of the corporate dairy farmers in New Zealand of the day. And really the career with dairying has continued since that time in corporate farming.
So, Chief Executive of Dairy Holdings, would you give us a little bit of an overview of Dairy Holdings? When did it start, and what is Dairy Holdings?
So Dairy Holdings, it's really, I guess I refer to it as a company that's been quite successful in how it's been able to grow and develop. It basically started as a shareholding of a number of successful New Zealand dairy farming businesses or farming families. Started out in 2000 as a group of 30 dairy farms producing about 7.6 million kilograms of milk solids, and over the subsequent years it's grown to today it's 56 dairy farms and another 19-20 grazing blocks, milking about 46,000 cows and 15.5 million kilograms of milk solids. So the business has grown pretty dramatically over those years, but it's a business now that's pretty well self-contained. We conduct our own young stock operations as well as wintering our own cows, but at the end of the day, I suppose you just refer to us as being a successful family farming business that's taken those same principles from the initial farms that our shareholders started up with as their businesses have grown and developed over the years. So there's been a lot of learnings that we've been able to pick up along the way.